Welcome to Rolf Hitzer behind the for sale side. Looking back, here we are, it's January 2025. Hope you and your family and your loved ones had a wonderful Christmas, and hopefully it was safe and without incident, and wonderful family memories were made. I genuinely hope that's how it was for you and your loved ones over the holiday season. Well, a year ago, I made a prediction of what 2024 real estate market was going to be like. And I'm going to say, if you want to know what I said, rewind a year ago and you'll see my crazy prediction in the hazy crystal ball of real estate. And the one thing I can say over 2024 is that in Winnipeg, we had a 4% equity gain in home ownership, which is amazing, wonderful news if you own real estate. And so yeah, overall the market in 2024 was healthier, I think, than most of us had predicted. And so now, what does that mean going into 2025? Well, when you're looking back in November, December of 2024, the real estate market was busier than the normal. And part of that is, interest rates. They continue to trend downwards. Just before Christmas, we had another 50 basis points drop in interest rates. And that's getting people either back in the market or finding out, whenever there's a change in interest rates, your affordability can go up or down depending which way the rates are going. And so now people are also discovering that I can actually own more of a house than I did as early as July, August of this year. So I believe that this year we're going to see a continuing trend of interest rates going a little more down yet. I do feel that our real estate market is going to be about 8 months this year. And the reason for an 8-month real estate market versus 10, 11, 12 is, well, we've got a fall election coming up. And every time there's an election, whether it's federal, provincial, or civic, it actually impacts the real estate market. And you might be wondering, well, how does an election impact real estate markets? As simple as this. Here's what actually happens behind the scenes. First and foremost, you have people that may be working for the elected government. And if that government doesn't win the election, will they have a job afterwards? And if you don't feel you're going to have a job, you're not going to spend money. And so that's part of why does the real estate market slow down during an election of any kind? Then you have I'm going to say money people and business owners that are putting things on pause to see who's going to win the election and how will that impact what I do. And will I have financial gain? Will I have financial losses because of it? And so now you have a percentage of those people that are actually taking themselves out of the real estate market. The third, and this is also a big one, the third reason why real estate markets slow down during federal elections, and this might be you. How many people volunteer their time for every single politician that is running and every single riding throughout Canada, throughout our communities, our towns, our cities? And so all these people are volunteering to help whatever color that the candidate is representing. They're volunteering their time to help their candidate win their votes for their riding and election. And so that's a whole lot of people that come out of the real estate market. And it happens every single time. So I say this, that, I believe that in 2025, because we have a federal election, we're going to have an 8-month market because the election probably will be in October, I'm assuming. And so now all of a sudden, September, October, and November, or mid-November, things might be pretty quiet in the real estate front when selling a house or buying a house. We'll see, but over the years, that typically is a very true real estate market fact. Anyway, 8-month season leading up to the fall. I gotta tell you, and I think we've all been hearing this in the news, we genuinely don't have enough homes for sale versus people willing to buy a house. And something happened. Along came this pandemic, and we're not getting the houses on the market. And it's a chicken egg thing. If I put my house on the market and sell it, will I find a house? That's a quandary. I don't want to be homeless. And so that's part of the problem with houses coming on the market. Another reason why homes weren't coming on the market is, well, wait a minute, my mortgage rate is 2.25%. Why would I take a mortgage of 4.5, 5.25%, 4%? Why would I get a mortgage where I'm paying a higher rate than I am now? I'm just going to keep my existing house. So that's another reason we have a shortage of homes in the real estate market. As a province, we continue to grow. I don't have the numbers yet for 2024, but in 2023, we grew by 20,000 people in one calendar year. And I'm going on a limb that we're probably not too far off, maybe higher, I don't know, of that number for 2024. Of course, that information will be released eventually, but the reality is this. We are growing as a city and as a province, and we don't have enough infrastructure and homes for our growth. And so I see that continuing in 2025. There might be a little bit of relief in this form. If I bought a house during the pandemic and I got that incredibly low rate of, I think it went as low as 1.79%. Oh my God, is that low? And so now my mortgage is coming up for renewal. Will I, since I'm going to pay a higher mortgage rate anyways, maybe it's a good timing for me to sell my existing house and upsize, downsize, right size, whatever that story may be. And so maybe because my interest rate renewals are coming up, it might be good timing to actually put my house on the market and buy a house. But here's another problem, and which is representing part of the less homes on the market versus buyer demand. Some people did some bidding out there and they overpaid for real estate, and now they can't afford to sell their house because their house may not sell for the price that was paid, unfortunately. So now a homeowner is saying, hey, I have to keep my house and wait till the real estate values catch up to what I paid. So that also is contributing to not enough homes on the market. And so, I just think there's going to be more of the same. Could be worse. I don't know for 2025. What I do know and genuinely believe there'll be a housing shortage, which means the bidding will continue for homes that are desirable by home buyers. So our housing shortage will continue. The only thing that might see some relief for our housing inventory is if I have a house with a low interest rate and my term comes up and the payments have changed so much that I can't see myself affording the house I have, I may sell it. And so I don't know how many homes or homeowners will be affected in that way, but if they are, we might see just some homes coming on because of financial stress on the new mortgage payment versus the old mortgage payment. Time will have to play out to see if that actually happens. Keep in mind, I think the government has been putting in steps to prevent that from happening, and a good example is you can now get a 30-year amortization. And so those are the things that will also help for homeowners that have a renewal coming up in 2025. I feel that we're going to have an equity gain of 4 to 7% in Winnipeg. Maybe not as aggressive in our rural markets. But it's just, when you have the supply and demand is off balance, and in this case, the off balance being in home inventory and property bidding, that's going to drive real estate values higher. I'd like to also take this moment to clear a myth. How many people have I heard say or said to me personally that, we real estate agents created this bidding? No, we didn't. We had nothing to do with it, to be quite honest. It's just a classic supply and demand. Real estate agents just don't have that kind of power. Could you imagine if we did? We would always have bidding forever and always since the beginning of time. So please understand, that is a myth. We do not control the market. The market controls us. And that means that buyers dictate what kind of market we're going to have, whether it's real estate values going up, down, or staying the same. The market tells us what the market will do for your house, not your real estate agent. For more information on that kind of logic and thinking and expertise, you could find me right here behind the for sale sign, where I will travel wherever you are. And so I hope you enjoyed this episode. I want you to know I've been wrong often in my predictions, but this is how I see it for this year. Thanks for tuning in.